So in continuing our application of derivative rules, this is the third video, we're asked to take the derivative of the following trig function. So y is equal to sine multiplied by 4x to the fifth. So of course we want to be careful in looking at this. Sine times x is really sine of theta, or sine of an angle. And that's really what this is saying. So we want to be careful in how we break this apart and how we apply our derivative rules. So in looking at this, we can say that for a derivative of a composition, we're going to have f of prime times g of x, or f of prime g of x multiplied by g prime of x. So let's walk through that mathematically and see how that's going to be applied. So we're first going to take the sine, and we're going to break this up such that sine becomes sine of u. So we're going to say that, let's say that y is equal to sine of u. Well, what is u? Well, u is that inside portion, that angle. So we're going to say that u then is equal to 4x to the fifth. So from that, we can begin by saying that the derivative y with respect to x for sine 4x to the fifth is going to be equal to, and we can then say that, well, what is the derivative y with respect to u? That's this. So what is the derivative of sine u? What is that? So we're going to write that in here. I'm going to put that u in here to make sure that we know that we're just taking sine of u, the derivative of that, multiplied by the derivative u with respect to x. And with respect to x, that's where we use this inside portion. So that's 4x to the fifth. And now we can find the derivative of those. So the first one, sine of u, the derivative of that is coming from an identity that we had memorized hopefully by now, and that is cosine x. So its derivative is just cosine. Now I'm going to bring that u down, and that's going to tell me that I need to replace u eventually with this, with that inside component that has not changed. We are going to multiply that by the derivative of the inside, so 4x to the fifth. That's going to be the exponent 5 multiplied by the lead coefficient 4. That's going to give us 20. X to the fifth minus 1 leaves us with x to the fourth. And now I'm going to replace u. And I'm going to rewrite this as 20x to the fourth times cosine of 4x to the fifth. And we are done.